All right, Travis, today we're going to talk about something exciting that absolutely stole the spotlight last week, which is silver.
Yeah, I got a lot of headlines, for sure. Yeah.
Silver ripped up higher, and it shook the markets, and then it snapped back, though, really hard. The big question is, what does it all really mean? So let's talk about what happened and break this down some. Let's start with the headlines. Silver had a massive move, the kind of move that forces everyone to look up from their stocks for a second.
What's going on over here?
It surged and it drew in momentum traders, and then it obviously then starts spilling over into those mining stocks and the precious metals broadly, and which is pretty normal.
It was acting like a meme stock.
It was like GameStop
moving around,
or something.
Because what made it especially notable was just how quickly it went from, hey, this is a strong rally, to a market shock, just whipping around. We saw a lot of volatilities, big up days, big reversals, which can happen. And silver's a smaller market, right? It's not gold. So it can get pushed around a lot more aggressively than other precious metals, right? Just due to the size.
Because of size, yeah. And so whenever you see a move like that, you want to ask, was it a fundamental story or was it just a positioning story? Because those are two very different outcomes.
Yeah, fundamental. I don't know about that
Correct.
one, but if we're looking at what drove it, there are a few themes we can obviously think about there. First, let's just start with industrial demand, because we've had this discussion before. Silver isn't a store of value type of metal like a lot of people think of gold as, right? It's actually used in producing real stuff, electronics, solar panels, and the broader electrification trends that we're seeing, just the power of what's going on with AI and data centers and things like that. So as infrastructure continues to modernize, power demand continues to climb, what's going to happen to silver demand, right? It's going to move up right along with it. Yeah.
So silver supply isn't infinitely flexible, right?
Fortunately.
it depends. Its demand rises faster than its supply. Prices don't inch up higher. They can jump like we saw happen.
You can see that in a lot of commodity markets too when you think about that. Next, you can look at like macro trends here, Steve. Investors get anxious about inflation, rates, always geopolitics. There's always some geopolitics in there, right?
Correct.
Metals will attract flows. Silver, I guess you could think of it in this past week. Maybe it's gold's more volatile cousin,
right?
Because gold, we don't think about it in terms of portfolio construction the same way we think of gold, or investors don't think about it the same way either.
Not at all.
When it moves, it tends to be much sharper, bigger moves. Yep.
Yeah. And now when you add all that up together, Travis, with plus a little speculation, and you get the kind of surge that we saw. But here's the key. When the markets get crowded, which means people are leaning in to the same and going in the same direction, it becomes vulnerable to a sudden reversal like we saw.
Yeah, you think about when everyone's trying to get in a door, it jams up. But then think about when everyone's trying to get out, it works both ways.
It does.
Yeah, so silver here, Steve, probably just isn't just a silver story if you really want to look at it. It can signal, maybe there's risk sentiment in the market here.
Correct.
It can reflect on inflation expectations in the future. So when investors rush hard into hard assets, it often reflects there's uncertainty elsewhere, because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, people will revert to, they like things, right?
Right.
And a lot of, when you said look up from the stocks, they're not touching the stocks. It's in their account. They think of gold, they think of silver as hard assets they can actually touch. Talk to a farmer about his land,
feel
right?
it and touch it. Hard asset people.
Yep.
And it impacts industries.
Yeah.
If silver stays elevated for a long period of time, costs matter, especially in sectors like solar, electronics.
Right. That's why we heard Elon Musk complaining about the price of silver here, and rightfully so, right?
Absolutely, yeah. That can eventually influence the margins, pricing, and planning for all of these companies.
Yep. So it's reminder here, Steve, that markets can reprice quickly, and momentum, when momentum takes over, things can move both ways very quickly. It's that whole door analogy we just talked about, right? So if you're watching volatility across assets and not just stocks, silver is a stress test to look at. I mean, the market is definitely saying something when metals move like that.
Yeah. So what does it all mean? Here are 3 practical ways to think about it.
You give me the first scenario here.
Yeah.
You could think about it as like a healthy reset here. I mean, when any asset, in this case silver, runs too far, too fast, this might be a consolidation. Maybe people clearing out the leverage, and that trend may be cooling off here, a consolidation phase.
Yeah, and the second one, Travis, is speculation peak. If the move was more hype than fundamentals, which in this case we could probably agree it is.
Yeah.
You can get a blow off top, which followed by a longer pullback, right?
Yeah. It just, the momentum dies off, and you slowly see things get back to normal or to an acceptable level. Maybe a third scenario here is, call it structural support, Steve. I mean, if demand stays strong, which we talked about the electrification trends. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, and supply stays tight. Silver could stay supported moving forward, even if it remains wildly volatile here. When the traders get a hold of it, that can happen. So.
Yeah, that's true. The investor takeaway is simple here, Travis. Silver's move doesn't mean the world is ending or that you need to chase it.
They'll tell you that on CNBC, though.
Well, of course, they have to sell their story and grab eyes.
Right.
It means that it's just being repriced, that, like we've talked about, and that always is a signal worth respecting, isn't it?
Right. So let's kind of put this all together here, Steve, because silver's grabbed a lot of headlines. You've seen a lot on the TV or Wall Street Journal and so forth. So if you're an investor, what do you do now? Here's what you do now. The playbook doesn't change.
That's right.
Right? Diversify, size your positions appropriately for your situation, and don't confuse a hot week of news with your long-term plan. They're not the same thing.
That's true, Travis. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the episode. And please follow and share us. Because next time,
until next week, Steve.
Until next week. That wasn't easy for me to say either.
Next year.
Oh, right? Wait, next year. Oh, but I think there's an Iowa game and a Nebraska game today, too. I wanted to mention this.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
Maybe
Who's
Nebraska.
Iowa playing? Who's Iowa playing again?
I think Vandy, which I'm hoping they pull that off. Nebraska playing Utah, I believe. And Trevor, if they win, maybe they're going to be back again. Who knows, right?
Oh,
Trevor? Is that
for certain? The predictions will start flowing.
Oh, so. I can see it already.
Yeah.
Just been great. We'll talk
See you next
week.
year, Steve.
Yeah, next year.